How's it going, guys? It's been a long week. Been looking forward to streaming again this week. So weekend's here. Thought I'd do a 9 p.m. just after until late. So we're just going to do some dungeons, have a bit of a chill. And yeah, man, how's it going? Yo, Hunter. Cheers for the follow there as well. How's everyone's week's been? How mad has it been for everyone else? It's been mad for myself. Let's see what people are doing, see if anyone's doing any dungeons. Hi there, Avis. How are you? I'm glad it's the weekend, glad to chill. Work has been extremely mad this week. Yeah, I'm good, thanks. I'm good. It's nice to have a full weekend off of work and yeah, just chill and do nothing really. It's been one of those days of just chilling. Did some gaming earlier. Been watching some TV with the missus and yeah, just chilling really. Still got plenty to do before reset on Diablo, so still got all my Terror Rifts to do. I've still got some bounties to do. I want to get some dungeons done. Probably some PvP at some point as well this weekend. I've still got to catch up on the tower before next weekend. I'm still only silver. Been slacking. Is it still pay to win? The game is still very much pay to win, yes. But a lot of people have kind of worked around it and kind of, if they've been playing it, you know, 9 months to a year, they're able to get to a point where they can still play the game very well. All the PvE content you can do. I think the game is always going to be heavily pay to win. I don't think they're ever going to come away from that unless they do like another game which is going to be completely free to play Diablo Immortal. You know, you never know. You never know. I can hardly doubt it, but you never know. Actually, why not? Let's just start off with doing so I don't think I've ever done any of my normal battlegrounds today. No. Let's go in and do those. Evening, also. What are you up to anyway, also? Are you just AFKing? If you're not AFKing, we can do some dungeons. If not, I'm going to go do some battlegrounds. To get better runes, you probably would just want to go in and just run towers. That's where all the runes seem to drop. I have no luck getting runes in doing anything other than towers. Switch to Necro, AFK farm. Hey, also, AFK farm still doesn't get you any runes. Come on, how many runes have you actually got doing AFK farming, man? Grays and Elder Rifts, that's about right. You should see the state of my runes already. I am so unlucky with runes. I have literally got like one legendary rune. You can tell I don't do much of them. 21 here, 30 here, 25 here. They're just all greys that drop. Every now and again I'll go through and craft a load and get rid of a load of them, but most of the time I just let them build up. Cannot get my mic where I want it to be today. Will it stay there? That's better. Must be someone we can take as a fourth in this. Osso's into repeating himself. Evening, Osso. Who are we taking as a fourth member for the dungeons? If you're on pools and want to invite. We got 24 bounties in here that I'm going to have to do later on. Spam them out later. Please accept the application. What application am I accepting? Evening there, Puddin'. How's it going, mate? Everyone wants to troll me while on stream, apparently. Gotta blame Kira for it, though. I'm good. I'm glad. Are you still on Necro, or have you switched again? Ah, you're Kira from the clan. All makes sense now. You come in here like an anonymous all in the chat as Hunter42. We know who you really are. Cheers for the follow there, Foxcatcher.
Nothing of interest. I find that hard to believe.
And you could have kept that a secret there, Puddin'. Who you really are. I wasn't going to let it slip, mate. Yeah. Right, we got a party of 4. We can finally get some dungeons rolling. Let's see if we actually get any good gear tonight drop. Apparently some people are getting like 2500 CR drop on gear. I haven't been as lucky yet. Anyone else? I know Osso, you've been able to get some 2500 gear, haven't you, Osso? If he's still in the chat, I believe he is. Did we miss a mob here somewhere? Now we're through. Yeah, I've seen people posting up with over 2,500. I think I've still got quite a few that are like just under the 2,400 mark that I could do with replacing to bump my CR. I've just not been very lucky even when AFK farming, sadly. You've had two? What, both over 2,500? Yeah, I don't really know what to go for. Like when I like to get in all the try stats, you know, but I find just vitality and intelligence is just both pointless stats, right? I'd rather just stack both willpower and fortitude and just be done with it. But I suppose then you're not going to get the best rolls, right? Check your main hand and offhand. $25.04. Shame hasn't got willpower though on that, man. See, that's better. You need to reroll one of these though, man. Get a Grim Scythe on one of them for the extra slow. Yeah, I know. 10 essences is a rough roll. It's complete and utter bullshit, really, isn't it? They should reduce that down to like 1, to be fair. The crafting system is good to have in the game, but there's so many improvements they could really do with it now. Exactly. Yeah. It needs to be reduced. I'd be happy even if they probably reduced it down to 5, but I think in the real world it needs to be reduced down to 1. Like the min-maxing system, impossible for a free-play guy. Yeah, exactly. Also, it's really rough when it comes to min-maxing in this game compared to other Diablos. Like D3 was hey fella, how are you? D3 was really good for min-maxing. Obviously not a pay-to-win game, but it was just a normal kind of, you know, min-maxing type of Diablo game. You know, much better than what it is in this game. That's gonna reset me. Necro damage on the gauntlet run is terrible. Yeah, I hate this boss as well. Especially on a gauntlet mode. I think any boss can be horrific on a gauntlet mode if it's paired with something else that's brutal. What was the pair up on here anyway? Yeah. Yeah, agreed, fella. The pony mount is very underwhelming. They definitely have got changes they can do to that. To be fair, the thing that they need to really change on it is changing the movement speed. Make it 40% instead of 30 from the mount itself. And then give us some sort of primary while we're on the mount. I think I was saying this in my last live stream. If they made it so that the actual mount had some sort of like auto primary coming from it, where it's like an aura around you of like poison or bone spikes that were doing poison, stuff like that, because obviously the skill is bone spikes. That would just negate the loss of our primary attack when it comes to being on the mount. Yeah, or something like that. That would work, definitely. I'd agree with that, Pun. Just thinking of other improvements they really could do to the mount. They could give us some more essences that could improve it completely when it comes to bone spike essences, so we don't have so many dead slots in the game when we're using different pieces of gear. Hey Craig, how's it going, man? The Whirling Spirits looks really, really good. It's just got a downside in my experience. It's you need them 5 mobs to really see the biggest amount of damage out of it. See, that would be cool. You know what it's like in my streams, and I've always said in my videos, it's just going to be a chill time, man. Chill time, just playing the game like I normally would, just chatting to you guys about the game, which is perfect. How's everyone like the new battle pass anyway? It does suck against single bosses, exactly. And that's what I just dislike about it. You know, with Grim Scythe, Whirling Blades like this one, even though it's been nerfed in the size, it's still great at single target. I still hope that they do put an extra 2 blades on our Whirling Blades for Grim Scythe, just because they've reduced the size of them. Yo, Kadola, how are you? Oh, nice. Guaranteed green, want plenty of these. I just really, really like it. It's just such a cool cosmetic. Like, how can you dislike it? It just looks so badass. You're not brought it yet, so I need... Yeah. I'm still working on my fervents, to be fair. Oh, I was born in the 80s, so... Grew up in the 90s, born in the 80s. Ah, nice, man. Does she work till late, does she? Depending on your time zone, obviously. You're old, lol. It's just a number, man. It's just a number.
If the scepterpiece is still here, it lies in the deepest recesses of this tomb.
He was born in 2001. That just sounds weird to me. Don't know why. I left school in 2001. At 15. Start on work. He was in the Navy when 9/11 happened. Oh man, that's man. We are old, Laura. Cheers, also. You're as old as you feel, man. We are all old as hell, apparently, guys. Sometimes I feel like old soul trapped in a young body. I wouldn't necessarily say that's a bad thing. Spider-Man's joined the crew. How's it going, man? Yeah, being an old soul trapped in a younger body is not a bad thing. I think that would kind of do some people a lot of good, being a bit of an old soul trapped in a younger body. I think the values that people had some time ago were better than what people have nowadays. Born in the 1980s, yep. The good years. Growing up in the 90s was great. Cheers for the sub there. Oh man, the 1990s were so good. You know, growing up from like 1995 onwards, you know, going out all the time, spending time with mates, you know, cause and trouble. What server I'm on? I'm playing on Pools of Wisdom. Thanks for becoming a member there. Welcome in. I'm glad you're enjoying the videos there, mate. It's nice to hear. Raven on the weekends. Oh, man. Do you think you could do it now? Hell yeah, 11 PM. I know the feeling, man. You get past that sort of time, even though I stay awake until stupid o'clock every night. I always try and burn the candle, man. It eventually catches up. And then you get a couple of nights of really good sleep. And then you just repeat the same thing over and over again. Now it's my... Yeah, I know that feeling, man. How come your videos transition from fake voice to real to face cam to stream? Never planned on this. I didn't plan on it originally, man. It's just, I suppose, you grow in confidence in doing it. And you just think, why not? You start talking to people that are already doing it, and you just learn to build that confidence up. It's always an anxiety when you're doing something that you're not used to, right? Robot man. Well, I'm glad. You know, the AI voice was I don't even know how many videos I actually did that on now. Now I'm up to like what, 70 odd videos. I can't be on very many. I know it's still on. I'm sure it's on the video that I did with the overworld farming build originally. That's got like nearly 60k views. Funny you sound like VK in your videos. I haven't seen VK do a video for a while. He kind of come back and did a couple of videos, and now kind of he hasn't been around again for a while. I hope everything's okay with him. I do like VK's videos. I like the way he goes into depth with all the skills and everything. I think it's always very interesting the way he does them. Cheers for the follow on Twitch there, Spider-Man. Yo, Martin. It's going very well, mate. Been a long week at work, and it's just time to chill. And VK's pet videos when they first come out, he was all out looking about how you can get all of those and best place to collect them, and it's just crazy. Cheers, Eros. That means a lot. You know, I'm glad people have enjoyed the content I've been putting out, and I suppose playing just Necro since launch does give you a lot of insight on how the class plays and what works well together. It's a shame that meta has been kind of stagnant for such a long time. Even with the new essences, the meta is still very much in a stale position, you know. I would love there to be some brand spanking new builds out there, but 6 hour plus grind in towers, that's mad. Is that still the best place to get them? Like, I find out I get plenty in Overworld now. How often do you actually do towers now, guys? Now we've got pets that can go and grind towers for us and get all of our boxes. Do you tend to go and do it yourself, or do you just send them every week? I'm not gonna lie, I send my pets in every week. My current build that I'm using here is not the same as my recent video. My recent video was for the kind of farming build. I still think towers is like the best place for runes, right? Easy Money Media. Welcome in, Alex. How's it going, man? Orange runes are a very rare thing, aren't they? You know, I think I've had a couple drop, and I've sold them. If they're sellable, I would sell them if I didn't really need them. I just find I get bored just running towers for hours and on end. It would just be, you know, so monotonous. I can do it with dungeons, just chilling in dungeons, you know, with a group of 4. I find I could do that for hours, but doing towers, I think I'd end up falling asleep on my chair. 400 runes drop in towers and no orange runes. That is mad. There's a 10 daily pet cap IV. 6 in 1 day yourself. Yeah. I still think the pet system, man, needs a complete rehaul about how they're doing it. Still one of the most terrible things in the game. The pets are cool, and don't get me wrong, I love my my pet, my familiar now. Now I've got that cool bearded golem. It's amazing, but oh man, that means a lot, because I say you put me up there with Orif. Man, he does some good videos. How depressing is Grimscythe discs now? Now, a lot of people had the argument when they first nerfed them that they're just too small to use. Like, they're absolutely fine. Yeah, you just have to position yourself a little bit differently to make sure you're getting every hit with them, because obviously the dead space around your character now is a lot larger. And I hope one day that they add 2 more in, so you actually have 4 scythes spinning around you just to account for the dead space now. I'd even be happier if they actually made it wider, as in orbiting around you wider, and just give us 4. Those discs really upset you when they nerfed them? I think they're still the best ones to use, man. Without a shadow of a doubt, they're still the best to use. There's nothing that beats them when it comes to using Raven Silence. When it comes to AoE mobs and doing dot resolver build. Yeah, the raid one, you would use a different one in for raids because it's mostly single target. So you're just going to use, yeah, DD is fine. Same with doing like Vanguard, you would just use a modified raid build and just take in, depending on your rank for Vanguard, you'd just take in 6-piece Vifus. When it comes to farming, it is the best build. All I do is just switch out Poison Golem to the other one. Yeah. Farming, I would just go all out 70% movement speed and not have a dot resolver build. I just don't think anything can beat them, right, Oz? You know, I have not found anything in them that can compete with a dot resolver build when it comes to using the Whirling Blades. Dark Curse is an interesting skill. I bet we can make another build with Dark Curse at some point. I hope we get some reworks on some of the older Essences guys this year. They did say we were going to. Yeah, I will get back into summons, guys. I'm still kind of working on my summons reforges because any summon build, you need to kind of heavily sort out your reforges when it comes to that. If you don't, then it's going to make a bit of a difference when it comes to your damage you're going to output. Yeah, exactly. I'm still toying with the idea when it comes to the summons build, though. Do I go with a loss of control effects on them? Total loss of control effects. So similar to this. Do I keep this one here for my summons? And just go with no family bonuses? Yeah, your greens does matter as well, depending on whether you want to take 4-piece shepherds, 6-piece shepherds. I haven't run a proper summons build other than the AFK one for a very long time. It's going to be strange when I get back into it. I think I've pretty much got 4 pieces of gear set now. Apart from that decision on whether I should take out or put back in the loss of control effects, which I most probably will. You've been working on a Wraith Corpse Vortex build and wondering if you've made something similar and maybe you could make it work on something optimal. Are you in my Discord? If you're in my Discord, just drop your build setup in the Necro channel and we'll have a look at it. Lots of us in there try loads of different builds out to find out what's optimal and what's not. You can get loads of information from there. Yeah, I always like to go full sets on my reforges. I have seen someone using them Oh man, Nedra on Discord. I would agree. He is a great resource for builds. He's a godsend, to be honest, guys. When it comes to chatting about builds, me and him have had some very long conversations and discussed builds. It was actually me and Nedra that was putting together the raid build that's on my channel. But yeah, going back to yours, what you were saying, put in there. I like to go full reforges as well when it comes to having a family bonus. But I have been seeing people that use no family bonuses. There was one on my Discord someone was showing off a day or so ago. It could have been today, actually. And he didn't have a family bonus, and it kind of made sense. I'd like to give it a go. But of course, reforged stones are always a low commodity, aren't they? But there, Dickens, that Dark Curse is absolutely amazing, right? When that used to be the go-to PvP build, it used to just flow so nicely. It was really, really good. There's always probably something better we can go ahead and make, but it's whether it feels smooth to use. It has to have some sort of, you know, the flow of the build kind of, and the cooldowns and everything has to work perfectly together to make it a 100% viable build. See if we can fill up this party again, guys. Just give me a second. Who we got online in the Warband? Anyone? Not many of us. Oh, we got bitten. Voodoo, what's up, man? How's it going? Man, the Dark Curse build, but it used to be absolutely amazing because you would just use a completely different corpse lance, and you would just constantly be sitting on the back lines just throwing over corpse lance. It used to be really, really fun. Late night stream, Saturday night stream. Yeah, I thought weekends are most of the time are easier for me to do a stream. And even when it comes to making videos, weekends are going to be the easiest time for me, working Monday to Friday most of the time. It's very rare that I do a weekend at work. I don't think I've done a weekend for nearly 2 months. Hello sir, I'm stuck at Inferno 5 and I'm at 820 of Paragon. Can't get your CR high enough for playing Inferno 6. Any tips? So when it comes to jumping up to that next level for Inferno, how far off are you on the CR? It could just be a matter of getting someone to boost you through doing some of the Inferno 6 stuff to get a couple of legendary drops so you can actually get the extra CR you need. Currently the Wrath form is up 100% of the time, Corpse non-stop, so Vortex never ends, 70% speed, so it's pretty smooth. So that sounds pretty good there, Oz. I'd have to have a look at the build myself and actually put it together and give it a go and see what I feel like, and then see if there's any improvements that can be done. If you've put it in the Discord already, just tag me in the Discord and I'll have a look at it. Could be that you're onto something new there. You're at 43,200 CR. What is the actual level to go up to? Okay, so you're definitely to the point now where you can go in and get boosted through that. What's your secondary stats like? Because I think that's going to be the issue. So glad they put their movement speed orbs in. Makes such a difference getting through dungeons like this. Of course I can show you the damage, man. There you go. It's up on the screen. If I forget to show it, just shout out and I'll always show it. So, cheers, Oz. That'd be great. I'll definitely have a look at it. Just give me a ping. You can ping me anytime on there. I don't mind. I'll always check Discords out when I get a chance. I think Osso is in the stream, so he might see that anyway, man. How's it going? It costs feet picks though. He's normally watching the stream on his TV when he's playing, I think, so. Yeah, it's only stream number 3, but it's going good. It's just finding the time to do it all, you know. Work, videos, streaming, you know, planning stuff. Not having a proper schedule. Schedules are overrated though, I think. Cheers, man. Appreciate that. There's also. What is these? What is this damage? Oh, I sacrificed power, that's why. Come on, need to hit 48k. Game says yes, 48003. Don't even know what I'm at in this build, to be honest. 48030. I one up on you there, man. Sack power is the worst. Even after, I'd agree, even after the changes they did to it, it still hits hard for poor old Necros, and I should think wizards and things like that as well. Well, that's understandable when he's 11k. The amount of stats that he's got just negates the damage it does. Oh, the blood pool. Oh man, the pools on the floor for dungeons is absolutely horrific. I hope they come out with some real good newer fixes for dungeons. Yo, Dylan, how's it going, man? Kick anyone the whale wants in. Oh man, on Namri, that is the kind of one of the worst places to have it, right? There's been so many random butcher spawns recently, though. I don't know if anyone else has noticed how many has been spawning, but we've noticed so many more. And sometimes you don't even notice it. If you're just doing a spam party like me here, you don't really get to see what the affixes are going in. And before you know it, you've just got this random 90 million health butcher on your ass. Hi there, greetings from Germany. How's it going in Germany? Any update to the AFK farming, Necro? That's a difficult one to update. I think if you just go with Perma Golem, Blackwall Mages, and you'll be all good on that one. To be fair, any sort of build with Blackwall and full Golem. And what about a PvP build? When it comes to PvP build, you're not going to get a summons for PvP. You've either got Fear, dot resolver build maybe on PvP, or you've just got Golem. I play Golem in all PvP. I find the Golem build a lot of fun to play. And I haven't played D4 since kind of launch. What's it like nowadays? Ew. What's the ew to? Is that to D4? Or is that to Golem? I hear good and bad things about D4 now. Yeah, I'd agree. When it was launched, it was the hype was real, and then it was so disappointing, and I think that's kind of what put me off from going back. You know, I think I had a period of like 4, maybe 5 months from DI, just playing D4, and just not what it should have been. Golem, plenty of reductions, so can't keep... Yeah. Bro, what do you think about Necro after the update and the new gears? I feel Barb, nerf, also PvE damage. I keep playing Barb. See, the Necro stuff is this patch. The Rhino is a cool idea, but it just needs updating. It needs 40% movement speed, and it needs some sort of primary attack, because we get to lose that primary attack. Necro is just in a kind of place it always sits in, just middle of the road. It's not bad, it's not excellent. Its AoE damage is insane, but you can't go wrong with Necro really. If you want fun gameplay, whether that be summon builds or this sort of build, you're going to be fine playing it. You was playing about 4 months ago in the last season, and oh my god, that's the trouble with seasons though, right? You go in, you blast for 2 weeks, you're done. Your Necro 2 and try pushing your armor and potency as much as you can. I'd agree. If you're doing PvP and you're playing like a high kind of, you know, potency build, you're going to need that for your fears anyway. Armor is definitely something you can go for, or you could just go for an absolute shit ton of fortitude for loads of crit. Either needs a dash or different statuses on fire. One's fire and a rhino. That would be amazing. Can you imagine a poison and a fire rhino? Just an aura around you. Best decision you ever made, Laura, coming back to us in DI. I agree. I agree. I just wish they would optimize DI more for PC. You can see that I get every now and again a little bit of lag here. And that's not due to the PC really. That is down to the actual game itself. Playing it on PC, the client is just not not updated for the actual game itself, for PC. You're going to be driving and listening to Laura for good times. I'm glad my voice is a good listening voice. Also is now main Necro. New Essence is here. Why aren't you playing with Pony, bro? Man, I've got the build set up, but it's just so slow. And for doing dungeons, I like to be top damage. I don't really often play it on mobile. I do my raids on mobile, and that's probably about it when I'm sitting on the couch. Nikki will kick you if you go Necro. And Necro is my go-to class in any game I play. If I start a game, you know, and I know I've been dedicated to playing this for the last 3 years, but I go to a game and if it's got Necro, I'm playing it. They need to take some hints from the Path of Exile Necromancer and implement. Are you talking like both Path of Exile 1 and 2 when it comes to just the way they make their classes? I find that their classes are very unique. Is this build out on my channel yet? Yeah, it's just my dungeon build. Yeah, corrosive slab. If you're using permanent golem, or even if you're using any golem, really, corrosive slab is what you should be using. And then just use black wool mages. But you should try other classes, Laugh. I'm gonna go Druid when it comes out, man. That will be something I go in and try. But as Oz just said there, it is Necro life, man. Been using this build with Bone Spirit, Circle Essence instead of Golem to switch it up. Love the way Nova. I'd like the new Essence. I do like the new kind of Spirit Essences, but I just find they're not superior to when it comes to AoE damage. Hi, I'm from Brazil. Colossus is bad for Necro Summon, right? It's the only reason I would say it depends on what mages you're using, because only certain mages and golems will be able to use skill damage. No, be Necro. Your style is Necro. I know my style is Necro, but I gotta try. I gotta try out the new Druid. Especially if I can make content for it, you know? Bring you guys some Druid builds, maybe. Druid is going to be fire. I think Druid is going to be fun. I don't think it's going to be as broken as what some of the other builds were, and other classes were when they first bought them. But I think you're right in saying it's going to be a lot of fun to play. McVegas, he's in the chat. Giving also some straight up words there.
The balance is preserved.
Wow, so many haters. Come on, also, you know how it is, man. When is Druid coming out? We're not really sure. I would say it's going to be later than the other two classes that were released, you know, when it comes to Blood Knight and Tempest. From the timeline, it does look like it's probably going to be more likely July, August time, but we'll just have to wait and see, guys, really. Haters gonna hate. Bone Spirit should be changed to draw your own. See, that would be cool. Yeah, I agree. When it comes to being a Necro, there should be a skill that draws your life, right? And then you have to heal from the enemies you're killing. You know, there's so much they could do with the Necro class that they just haven't implemented yet, which hopefully, you know, if the game stays around long enough, which I think we've still got a few more years yet, hopefully we'll get some really good changes when it comes to our ability to, you know, use our health as a resource. You know, some sort of like a blood Necro would be really cool. Yeah, I think there's a few years left in it yet. I would say we've got enough new players come to the game. As long as some of them new players stay, obviously. But the game should be fine for another 2 to 3 years. What would you do if this game dissolved? Just find something new to play. There's always something new to play. And hopefully, if there was ever this game kind of goes that way and I find something new to play, I can still make content for a new game that I find. And now we're going to be having a community that's all around playing games, you know. There's always a way of playing other games together. No one can hate you, I'm a Necro. I'd agree also. I don't hate you, man. We played games together for too long. They got 440 mil in the first quarter of the year. Who's going to stop that? Yeah, I'd agree. They're bringing in such a good turnover when it comes to the game. Been dabbling in a new gacha game. Yeah, there is a lot of gacha games out there when it comes to, you know, mobile stuff. Did anyone play Moko? I agree. Blood Necro would be cool as fuck. I agree. Yeah, that's the only downside, I suppose, to some of them games. They are just for PC only when it comes to ARPGs in general, right? Well, sacrificial power again, guys. What is going on?
Are you Kavash? Please, be alive.
I know, Dylan. Every time I have it, I say them words in my head. Hello, sir. Do you know the max limit for beneficial duration and harmful effect duration? I don't have it off the top of my head, to be fair.
What did that creature mean by protecting Stagnant?
I know for a fact you want to just get as much beneficial effect duration as you possibly can. So any piece of gear it can be reforged onto, definitely be reforging it. I can't remember the exact figure of what is the maximum amount you can get. If anyone in the chat does know, let us know, please. He actually has a video on it, does he? So that would be handy for anyone who's interested in finding out the maximum amount of beneficial effect. Or if has a video on it. Haha, Dylan. Thanks for becoming a member, man. Cheers.
The balance is.
No, I would do videos like that, but I think it's one of those things that you don't want to over kind of throw the market when it comes to videos about the same thing, right? I know for a fact that, you know, a lot of the creators out there do have things like movement speed videos, beneficial effect videos, everything like that, which everyone can go and see. But if you'd like me to do a video like that, guys, make it known and I can definitely have a look into it all. See how much the potential is we can push when it comes to beneficial effects and stuff. Did anyone see that the stuff on the Vifus stuff the other day where they were talking about potentially a Vifu's nerf?
Worthy hands have shaped your steel.
Also AFK as usual. Of course, you're one of my favorite creators. Well, thank you very much, Dylan. I'm glad people enjoy. I must say as well, guys, now I've just seen it, this one here, explosive reaction, that can catch you out. Dear God, they better not. Yeah, I'd agree with that statement. They better not nerf Vifus. But the talk is that I don't think it's actually something that they're going to do. It was more like saying that if they were to want to make the new gem Crimson and, say, Mother's Lament be affected by Vifus, then potentially that would be what they would need to do to be able to do that. Which would be a shame.
Let us face the darkness as one.
Yeah, it would totally be a shame if they did anything to Vifus. You can't keep up with the game chat and YouTube chat. It does take a skill, mate. Maximum possible increase of beneficial effect duration is 56.5%. That sounds about right, to be honest, Oz. And then obviously if you have Vifus on top of that, which is another 30%. which would make that, yeah, that seems about right to me. Washington State, across the pond. Dallas, Texas as well. How many greens we got? Oh, we're not doing so bad. Few legendaries as well. Harmful effect duration 99% for PvE. That would probably be also about right without me looking directly into it. What is up with this freeze thing I've been hearing about? For greens, a freeze thing? I'm not sure about a freeze thing. Oh, as in the set. I see what you mean now. End winter. Now you can use that in one build for us. It's a golem build that I used in a challenge rift once. Really cool kind of build. Check it out. It's on the channel. I think it was with robot voice though, to be fair, guys. So it was some time ago. Show the build. Give me 1 second and I'll show the build for you. Let me show it this way so it's easier for you to see. There's the build. If you use Cold Confidant and the zombie skellies, you can freeze mobs pretty well. I think they're shatter as well. Yeah. I think there is a couple of builds you can use with it now, but when I was using it, I was using it in exactly the same way with Cold Confidant, and it worked great for clearing high challenge rifts. And then just swapping out for the boss to a higher damage build, which I think is generally the case anyway, what most people do, right? What up, Laura? If any more room to join the clan? I think we're full still at the moment, Snipes. Changed while doing dungeons? No. I was just showing my build a second ago. I haven't changed anything. I've got a lot of cosmetics. I've got a few of the Phantom Market ones that I did get. But because I've always played on this one class, I've got access to like most of the Battle Pass cosmetics. I normally do just go ahead and buy the more expensive Battle Pass every month. I'm rocking the new Battle Pass at the moment. I do like the new Battle Pass cosmetic. Really suits Necro. Your favorite cosmetic is the Battle Pass Season 1, Ghost of Ashwald. I've probably got that one. I'd have to go through it all though. I think I only missed a few of the Battle Pass ones because when I was playing D4 for a few months. The hair though. I just think this looks like I think the skull there could look better, but I think the armor looks really quite good. Considering some of the Battle Pass we've had recently, we can't really complain too much about this one. The thing with D4 is they didn't push Battleground. Well, that's just a PvE game though, isn't it? It's not based on being a PvP game. So many numbers, the game lags. Looks like the Caradao of Cyberpunk, the new one. Yeah, it does. It's got that type of feel to it, hasn't it? I'd agree also. I did look through the other ones as well to see what they all look like. And I would definitely say the Necro one looks the best. Do you think Devil Immortal will get tournaments to play and win real money? Highly doubt it in on this side of the game. I think maybe like China, they will most probably have things like that eventually. But I doubt it will be on the Blizzard side. Be kind of cool though. It'd have to be done without classes that they've currently got. Like, how could they do that? They would have to make it so they were predetermined characters, so you'd all have an even playing field when it comes to the tournament, right? What's good? Are you actually in game? Are you playing? We was shouting out earlier on to see if he was online. It would probably be nice because spending so much orb reso, there's got to be something else to flex other than BGs. I think it's just a general flex though, right? It's not about the game in general. It's just about being able to spend that amount of money and just go, I've got 10k plus reso, right? They play on a different level to kind of us people that kind of sit around maybe free to play up to like 6k, 7k. I can see that, Oz. Yeah, we've been running dungeons since I started streaming. Probably when I have a wind down later on, I'll probably do some like TRs and stuff like that because I've still got to do some terror rifts and some bounties to do. Yeah, it's crazy, right, Oz, how much people can actually spend on a game. The lag there. Yeah, a lot of lag in the game tonight. Don't know if it's my computer or not. I have to have a look at that once I finish the stream to see if it is my computer. Make some changes if it is. Surgical is always here, Voodoo. He's always somewhere, isn't he? The #1 Diablo player, isn't it? I died again. Just waiting for me to say meow. Dan's watching from the Philippines. Welcome. He's a mega rich real estate developer. Exactly. So he has a massive amount of disposable income, I should expect. And it's just living on a different level to what most people live at, I suppose. You had to come to Europe, hang out with all these guys. Yep. I just couldn't justify spending like more than I do in the game. Don't get me wrong though, it'd be nice to have like 10k plus reso. That'd be a lot of fun. But it wouldn't be a lot of fun on the old bank account and credit cards, would it? They will increase that again as well. The cap will go up further. We all know it will.
Your corpses are mine.
My current build is just my dungeon go-to build. This one here.
Fighting the demon lord. I come to the shield. It will protect us from the plague.
Random butcher. Double greens though. How many actually run ults? Do any of you guys run lots of ults? I've never had an ult.
The tower is just beyond the courtyard. I can smell the stench of blood from here.
So that's mad, Oz. That is absolutely mad. To have that many ults all at that sort of... That's an insane amount of money to spend. Sacrificial power again. On this boss. Awful. The lag on here today is unreal. Oh. This is not a build that I use Cleanse Empire in, no. That would be my farming build that I put out the other day. Yep, you definitely can get banned for that. It's definitely against the terms and conditions of the game. So I would advise not doing it.
I'm here, Noah. Don't be afraid.
The business model is wrong. Should never monetize the PvE because it becomes unlegit. I don't know. I think when it comes to mobile games and gacha games in general, I think monetizing whatever they want is just the game model, isn't it? Viper's Bite rank 10 or Sleeping Bar rank 5. Viper's Bite every time. We know what it is again, don't we? Sacrificial power. Wow. Getting that so much tonight. Yeah, we've had it a lot of times in a row before, and it just sucks. It's definitely the worst. What is going on with this? What the? What is going on with this elite? Wow. He was the true immortal there also. That elite. Yep, I have joined the officer ranks of Kuma now. I was asked about it a few weeks ago, and got talking to the leaders of the clan, and decided to give them a helping hand with a few things. I've obviously stated that I will be making sure that I don't neglect the channel and the stream. I want to make sure that that is my priority when it comes to me gaming, but I will be doing a lot of the announcements and things for the clan, just to give them a helping hand when it comes to that. Need some health. Another random butcher, guys. What is this lot? Told we get him a lot. Will you recruit 10k resto players? We've got a few already. It's a sad truth. We need to accept that older gamers have a harder time to accept pay to win mechanics because they come from a time when the grind was what. I agree. I 100% agree. But I also look at it in a different way as well. You can look at it as the older gamers are now kind of an age where they have good jobs possibly, so they've got more disposable income when it comes to be able to put money into a game like Diablo or more. And I think that's where this game thrives, right? They thrive on the age range that this game kind of it draws in. It draws in people that are of a range age. I think when I see it in my analytics for YouTube, people that watch me are mostly above the age of like 30, 35 upwards. So the disposable income that people of that age have is much better than what it would have been when we were younger gamers. So, you know, playing WoW back in the day, where the game was, you know, free to play, you just had to pay a monthly subscription, which wasn't a very much money at all. Was a really good way of getting involved in gaming, and then obviously getting involved in Diablo, obviously being a Blizzard gamer, was easy to do. But they've definitely got the right model when it comes to a game like this. I just think that they put their spend or their costings far above what exceeds like 95% of the player base. You see a lot of 56-year-old gamers spending money. Yeah, exactly there, you know. Nice. is still confused between ignite status and the duration of harmful effects from barons. So basically, the easiest way for me to explain the ignite status is don't read it as ignite, read it as burn. It should state burn instead of ignite. So when you're using augment set, the 2-piece will increase the duration of that burn, or any burn you put on an enemy. The 4 set will have a 15% chance to put a burn on him, as well as giving you a dot. Now with barons, any dot that you apply is going to be increased in time by, isn't it 30% for barons, 2-piece? Yeah, so it increases duration of harmful effects by 30%. So the duration of any dot that you have on a mob is going to be increased by 30%. And then the damage is actually increased by 30% because the duration would have made it longer anyway. You've got 4-piece barons have been. What is the 4-piece barons? What does it actually do? So increases the damage done from all sources by 20% of enemies suffering loss of control effects. So that's a really good 4 set. I don't know if Necros would be able to utilize it in any way, but Okan, how's it going, man? Cheers for coming along. Perfect explanation. Hopefully it was. A lot of people ask about how barons and how dots and how resolver works when it comes to dot resolving builds. And especially how it works when it comes to increasing the duration of the effect, especially as you're wiping the dot out straight away. They just don't seem to understand how that kind of works, which I get. It's not always self-explanatory. It's just the way you introduce yourself, I reckon, Snipes. You come in and you're like, I am the #1 Diablo Mortal player. And I think people just think you're absolutely trolling the whole entire server. It's sad to look at our Grim Scythe. They could easily made it spin faster. I think instead of making it spin faster, just give us 4 scythes at the same distance, like this, instead of 2. Finn says isn't 4 scythes like ×2 damage. Technically, I suppose you could see it that way, but it just means you would just be resolving more. So it would increase your damage, but I think the nerf they did with the distance and the way it looks is, yeah. It would be definitely an improvement. Even if they reduced the damage from it somehow, but just give us the 4 scythes, I think there would be a lot less complaining about the nerfs. Give us an affix for Grim Scythe's discs to speed up and increase in the size now, and that would be cool. I know they do need to look at some of our fixes because our Bone Spikes one and our Grim Scythe one I know exactly the same.
Is inevitable. I am healed. Undone by their own ambition.
The dot resolve abilities, I agree, Ben, are really, really good. I don't know whether a nerf is what would fix... Well, I say fix because they're not really broken. It's just a lot of our damage is classed as overkill, isn't it? When it comes to dot resolve, and that's why you see our damage so inflated.
I am renewed.
Like resolve all dot effects is 70% effect. I mean, they could do it something like that. But then I think there would still be a lot of issues with that when it comes to the nerf of resolver builds. Would another build then outshine that and ruin this build? Potentially. The Diablo franchise / Blizzard must know I exist. I'm sure they do. So that would be kind of cool, having an update with tons of newer fixes instead of just a 6. But I think what they should do instead of that is just rework some of the unused fixes, the ones that kind of don't get used hardly at all in any build, and just rework them, because then that's effectively given us a load of new options.
The balance is preserved.
Off-topic question, I'm still using the old PvP set, the one that had the bug. Remember when you would recommend the... I don't remember that build. One question, Laura, does your cluster have clans that dominate your cluster, and does it let other clans try for immortal? I got 6 clans. See, we don't have a cluster. We're on a server that's not connected to anyone, so pools is quite lucky that way. But the immortal cycle is just between 2 alliances, sadly. Fexus, how's it going, man? Isn't it better for a server to be merged? Some people would say yes, some people would say no.
Your grave beckons.
Yeah, I think that's what they should do there, Oz. I think they should rework all of the essences are not used for every class. Because there must be a complete list of which they use and which doesn't get used a lot, and just give us complete reworks on them. I think that would be much better than just giving us, you know, 6 new essences every few months. That one Necro has over 10k BG score. I was like, holy shit. Over 10k in BGs. That's insane. That is too much PvP, I would agree there, Fexus. Yeah, way too much PvP. I'm normally one of those people that gets to legend and then just chills with PvP and just does my 3 a day when I can. Server merging is a double-edged sword. It means the servers are dying, but it will increase competition activity over enjoyment. Yeah, I suppose you could look at it like that. We have one Necro at 7k on my server. That's just insane, isn't it? It just seemed very much kind of pointless as well, right? You don't gain anything for it once you've hit legend and you've got to like rank 1. $13k is max. Wow. I don't know if I've ever seen anyone that high. Let's have a look. $7k here. A 10k there, nearly 11k. So nearly 11k on ours. That's insane. That 13,000 BG points is just absolutely crazy. You know, I think my highest I've ever done is like 3,500, and I'm happy with that. I suppose if they've got like that amount of reso, you can go in and you can just have a laugh while doing it, right? So there is the enjoyment side of it there, I suppose. You've never made legend? You should always try and get legend. Oh, so you're talking there about a few people having at least 13k or 13k reso, I see. What is the highest in BG points then? Do we actually have a know what the cap is on BG points? Or is there a cap? Yeah, I'm not really sure, Snipes, how much it would cost to get 13,000 reso. But you're probably not far wrong. this music though. Streamer beats. It's he's got some really good music on this stream beat stuff. 13k rezo is probably in the range of 175,000. That's an insane amount of money still. Am I going to use the Crimsons? Is it good for Necro? That is a massive debate that's still ongoing, I think. I think the overall conclusion when it comes to the Orof video that he put out was that it's a good gem for PvP, but not so good for PvE. And I would probably agree with Orof in that statement. All depends on whether you're running a Morn Skull or not. If you've got Morn Skull, then I would say you're probably going to be fine not using... We got a random butcher again. Not using Crimson. But if you haven't got a Morn Skull, then go ahead and use Crimson. It's all about testing as well with your particular setup. I've still got to get mine to R10 and do a lot of testing with it. I should be able to do it by the end of the month. I don't know if that's as catchy. To be honest, to try and get the limited time gems just for shits and giggles, I would say the limited time gems, if you've got a month to do it, it's definitely possible to get them to at least rank 8 for everyone, really. Watching Wales play is like watching those drivers riding their expensive cars at a car show. You're probably a similar sort of experience, yeah? What we actually got here again? It's not this time round. Just when we do loads of numbers, the computer doesn't seem to like it. If you had a choice between a 13k tune, oh yeah, I'd agree. At least at a casino there's a chance you could get your money back. At Diablo you don't. Once you're spent, that's it, isn't it? What kind of build do I reckon for just doing the are you talking about the Zod dungeon? So I would say go in with just probably your raid build. I can imagine what 10k potency kind of does. It's a game changer, right? Complete and utter game changer. No worries, man. I've still got to do mine. I haven't had the gem drop for mine yet. I don't even know how many, still got 51 here. Am I saving them? No, I just haven't got around to doing them this week. I might do some tomorrow when I'm just chilling. I do want to get the one from the from Zod. That'll add to my collection so I can get rank 10. I've got all the cosmetics now though, so... Wait, how do you know? How do you check how many normal gems you have left to collect? You go up to your buff bar and you'll see gem find here. I believe it's 41 you need for rank 10. 20 to get to rank 8 and then 21 more to get to rank 10. And I think we'll go to mine. I got my rank 8. 8, 9, 10, 11. So I need 10 more. So it should be doable. That's understandable there, though, Snipes. You're trying to play EU account. Yeah, you're gonna end up burning yourself out if you're not careful, man. You're gonna get too tired. Yeah, I just couldn't be able to do more characters either fix. It would just be too much, I think. Too much. Cheers, man. Take it easy, buddy. I hope you can do a DI podcast collab someday. I'd be honored to do a Discord podcast. Of course, it wouldn't be about me. We could discuss how you become a master Necro as well. Just playing Necro constantly for 3 years, man. That is the simple answer. You've got 17 to 18 million damage per second now on a dummy. That's insane. Dungeon build I'm currently using is this one here. Let me just go to it. So yeah, I am using Pleasant Venom. And I'm also using Defiling Swarm. No worries, man. You can't even get 2 million on a dummy? I think I can pull like 9 million. You have to do dungeons to see what you actually do. I think dungeons is the best way to test your damage, really. Because a lot of our damage is AoE damage, so you really get to see what you can pull out on an AoE kind of fight. But when I do dummy testing, it's just with my raid build. Now, it's probably not you just suck. It's probably you just need to maybe look at your damage gem stacking, and you can probably push more. 500 to 700 million damage in a dungeon is really good. The dummies are good to test certain things on. When it comes to like different legendary gems, testing the damage you can do. Raid builds are okay because it's mostly single target. You know, when it comes to doing real testing, you need to have a real environment, don't you? A raid or a dungeon. Exactly the effects. When it comes to pushing damage, it's all about the damage stack. And when it comes to reforges, gems, you know, everything comes into play. You was just gonna reply. Unlucky, man, unlucky. I'm quite lucky being in the Warband we've been in. There's a number of us, and even in the clan, we always just jump in and do an absolute shit ton of dungeons most evenings. It's just a nice chill doing dungeons. You can just chat, chill, listen to some music. It'd be nice if they had BGs going more often though. All throughout the night, BG should just be a permanent thing. I personally think. Dungeon and chill. Exactly, man. And that's what all Diablo games should be about, right? It's about the grind, it's about the killing of monsters, it's about just grinding the game for better gear and having a chance to potentially to get it. You're free to play 2 months in and nearly 47.5k CR, 1000 reso and hit 5 million on the dummy. That's really good. How is your secondaries doing?
Then we must obtain another soul stone. Are you mad? Only an archangel's weapon can cleave the world stone. And this
Just hit 48k, so you need full greens. I think we're always after perfect greens though, aren't we? When it comes to the builds that we use, especially if you're Necro. I could play some old school hip hop. I have to be careful what I'll play though, man. You're probably not wrong there, Fexus. I wasn't going to question though. How many runs did it take you, or have you some of the freebie new gem or bosses? I've had, when it comes to the new gem, I did go ahead and just buy a load from the shop, of course. And then I've been crafting them each week with my Elder Rifts, and I've had a number of drop when I did my 100 runner crest the other day. I haven't had one of a Zod yet, so I'm still one short there, but I should easily get it to rank 10, hopefully by next week would be nice, so I can do some real testing with it with the raid build.
reforge that which is broken in you.
Hey, just dropping by to say hello. Hello, Victoria, how are you? Hey, I've just returned to DI and I've only ranked 5 all normal gems. Do you know how much time it takes you to get all normal gems to rank at least 7, as I'm free to play? Normal gems, obviously there is no catch-up mechanic when it comes to normal gems. You just have to do the daily grind, the weekly grind when it comes to doing Verge or the Verge is the easiest one to do though, guys. When you go and get your normal gems each week, get 126 from Verge, do a group of 4, and then just make sure you're doing your daily gems. I prefer Verge over Ereban. Pay attention to the DH and he looks OP. It's because I'm slacking, man. It's because I'm slacking. Around 4 months. You're probably talking longer than that, to be fair.
Where is this place? Did anyone survive?
Is it any good PvP build with the new Necro mount? There is one that's floating around, but I think you're probably going to need to be fairly high reso to utilize it.
Trapped us together, demon. Not a real strategy.
Yeah, I know, sad times. The mount is cool, but it is sadly a meme as well. It's fun to use for a period of time, but then it comes to realization that it's just not as good as our other builds. You're just waiting for the Conqueror to return. I think we just got Trial of the Horde at the moment, haven't we? There's not been nothing exciting really going on. I know we got this update at the moment for Berserker, but you know, or Berserk, sorry. But yeah, it's just not been as great as it could have been. Allied Blood PvP is so bad. The whole stacks damage and size thing is just awful. Yeah. I don't mind Allied Blood. I do like Wild Brawl though. Jodin, first time here. Welcome in, mate. How's it going?
must be broken.
Yeah, I think the mode is just cool though, Snipes. I really do like Wild Brawl. It's just very much different to everything else that we do.
Your corpses are mine. What is this profanity? Some form of ritual.
I think the downsides of this patch was it started off with a lot of bugs. You hate commercials. Man, that was one reason I got YouTube Premium is simply because I hate ads. And sometimes I watch stuff on Premium that are like, it's like a show, so I don't want to be watching ads through some sort of show that I'm watching, so I think it was justifiable paying for Premium.
It lies in the deepest recesses of this throne.
Have I ever had a chance to listen to your song? I don't know if I ever had. Listen to your song, mate. Where's this dude going?
My wounds mend.
Don't think we're going to get him down before he does it. No. What is going on here? Anyone else seen that bug before where it looks like your teammates are lower than the actual lift itself?
Worthy hands have shaped your steel.
Critical figure, you mean the falling through the game feature? Exactly, they're all features, mate, they're not bugs. This game is completely bug free. Never seen a bug in this game in my life.
Not a
There are some people on my server who has 48 to 50k CR. Like how? Where do you get those numbers aside from primary and set items? So basically, when it comes to getting that high of CR, it's either going to be one through Rezo, having a much higher Rezo, and then getting a lot higher CR stats depending on what level they are, because legendary gear CR is based on your level, where green set items are based on the actual difficulty. Philly cheesesteak is dinner tonight. Cool, that sounds good. $48k is achievable simply, you know, when I look at mine. I'm 48k. But you look at some of these, you can get these up to like 2,500 now. So I could easily improve my gear now by like, what, 100, 200, 300, 400 Rezo, 400 CR there. Is that your very max then, is it, Vexus? Yeah. Nearly 50k though. That's insane. Drew, you're coming in with the argument about bugs. They're just features, man. If you're falling through the map, that's just a new feature. You need max gear rank, max Hello Grow rank for your ancestral tableau needs to be ranked. Yeah. Gems ranked, set items, all Lego. Yeah. It all needs to be maxed completely, doesn't it, to be able to reach that sort of level. You are all ready for the Inferno 7 Paragon 900, lol. I don't think we're going to get Inferno 7, to be honest. I could be wrong, but I don't think we're going to get Inferno 7. I don't know if it'll be back to Paragon 500, but I've got a feeling they're gonna do something soon. Whether it'll be this time round or if we will get Inferno 7, I just don't see it. I think you'll find we'll go back down, or they will change the difficulty completely. Instead of Inferno, maybe they will bring some sort of new difficulty and just increase it going up a little bit further. But I've got a funny feeling that, you know, once we get to 900, it will be changing. Possibly back to Hell 1. Torment. Yeah, they could go Torment. I'd have never seen why they haven't gone into the Torment section. You know, go Torment 1, 2, 3. Yeah, like D3. You don't think they'll compact it again then, Drew? I think we'd be wrong not to expect it. They've done it once, you know. Why wouldn't they do it again? What is the current level we'd all be at now anyway? It's got to be something around that, Fexus. I would say that the cap currently is just over 50k for sure. This is why I think there'll be some sort of change soon, because once we get to 900, this will be 2000.
We grow ever stronger.
And it's just in time for our 3rd anniversary Feature Fest update. Yep. Where we can expect some sort of OP gem. Or OP gems. Because there will definitely be, probably like we have all the time, a 1, 2, and 5-star gem. I think that is pretty much the cap there, Oz. It's not much higher than the old 50,000. That is the cap for CR. Trouble is, Paragon the only thing that affects CR really when it comes to Paragon is the higher your Paragon level goes, which is obviously capped. You see also here at 829, he only gets 1% experience now. So you really can't push much higher than, say, 830. But that does increase the CR that you can find on legendary gear. Druid with a full reset, roughly same time, 9 weeks. Yeah. I don't think Druid's going to come out at the same time as the 3rd anniversary this time round, though. If you look at the timeline, I think you'll find that Druid won't be released until maybe July, August. I could be well and truly wrong, but Tempest was released like, yeah, May, June, end of May last year for the 3rd for the anniversary, wasn't it? But I think on the timeline, when we see the timeline for 2024, it was due to be in that part of the year where I think when you look at the timeline for 2025, it is a little bit further ahead for the new class. How about we ask for a big update that includes only feature fixes for the 3rd anniversary? I think people would be happy if they could get a lot of the fixes done for the anniversary. But we always need to have a new lot of content coming in. I'd like to see some real good new events coming in instead of just redoing the ones over for this coming year. Wow. That'd be why. Explosive reaction. I think explosive reaction is like one of the deadliest ones at the moment in the game. What is that? Wow. People seeking over 50,000 aren't even 50k at the moment. Nobody is. Wonder why. Yeah. I think you're asking too much, Laura, if you get the same. I know. I probably am. Been quite lucky with the greed spoils this evening. Had quite a number of them. Pretty much guaranteed that all my greens are going to be rubbish though. Might be lucky with one. Yeah, I don't think we get as many greeds as we do random butcher spawns now, but we used to get, when greeds first come around, I think we had probably a similar in a row, 5 or 6. One in 15 for the butcher. Man, we've had it before. We've had like 6 dungeons in a row and we've had random butchers in every single one of them. So annoying. We got explosive reaction again. Oh no, we haven't. We got bad blood this time. Just as bad though. Survivor's Bane is always fun. I still haven't done Endless completed it yet with this new version. Need to get on that tomorrow as well while I'm chilling. Tomorrow is like catch-up day before the start of the week. Survivor's favorite mode, yeah. I really just like the mode. It's just a really fun mode to play. Fractured Plane. I don't hardly play Fractured Plane. He has just got his new PC. I see he got his new PC. With a great graphics card, it would be a shame if Diablo Immortal would still give him lots of lag and rubber banding. It would be. I think he'll probably still find it. He does. And Indes is here. How's it going, man? How is the new PC, bro? Did you figure out why your computer crashed earlier? I've noticed the game has been a bit off today. You're seeing this, it just feels a little bit laggy. Probably was, no doubt. The game itself doesn't help in general though, does it? You have good days with the game and bad days with the game. Oh, for sure, man. You know, tonight I must say that this is not feeling as great as it did the other night, and I haven't changed any settings at all. Nothing's changed whatsoever, and it's definitely feeling a little bit off tonight. It's so poorly optimized that that's why I told you to do Enders today. I think Enders is right though. When the longer you play, the data leaks just sit there and they build up, and you just need to do a complete reset on your computer. You downgraded a few things, was trying to stream in 4K, but it didn't work. Don't know what sort of system you'd really need to be able to stream 4K to obviously both Twitch and YouTube. I'd be surprised if you couldn't do it. So Twitch can't at all stream in 4K. See, I don't use Twitch very often. I'm happy just to stream in 1080. I know for a fact, even with my 3080, streaming in 4K even to YouTube would be a nightmare. And luckily, I don't even have the screen to be able to do it. So, because I've got an ultra wide, and that's why you'll see that I've got that black bar along the bottom. I will change the screen one day to not have that. I don't know whether I'd go for a 4K. I think I'll just go for a high hertz. If it's lagging a lot, I used to restart the game in the middle of the stream. I may do that after this dungeon, actually. You kind of like the wide, makes you unique. Yeah. I've had the monitor forever. It's an Acer Predator monitor. It costs a hell of a lot of money. Stupid amount of money. And it is a really good monitor, but it's a 3440 by 1440p 100Hz monitor. And it is a good monitor, but I think if I ever changed it, it would just be to a standard monitor. It was great for playing WoW. It's just sad that a lot of games don't make use of the ultra wide. Oh, it was amazing for WoW, man. Just got the pass and we're a rock on the Tommy. What pass do you buy though? Do you buy the standard battle pass or do you buy the empowered one? Usually a normal. I'm just one of those ones that just goes straight in for the empowered. I don't know why. Always have done. Let's do a game restart. I'm most probably just going to be streaming it. Probably just Saturday and Sunday evenings for the time being. You know, do a late night chill stream like I done today. Start at 9 PM and just chill for a few hours and not really have a finish time. Just put it until late and then I've just got an open-ended finish time. It's definitely the easiest time for me to stream. With working that throughout the week, it can be a bit of a nightmare. What is going on? Is the game ever going to load? Here it goes, finally. Time here is currently just hit midnight. What games do I play on the Switch? Man, I haven't played my Switch for ages. I've actually got two. I got the one sitting behind me, which is like the original launch day Switch. And then I've got a OLED Switch as well. All right, man. Cheers. Enjoy the watching on Netflix. It's called You. Yeah, my missus watches You. I don't watch it though. I just started watching Conclave on Amazon Prime. I got halfway through the film. Gonna have to watch the other half maybe later on tonight before I actually go to sleep. We'll see. It's really good. It's really interesting. If you're into that sort of stuff, it's really interesting to watch. Juice Man, thanks for the subscriber. It's really worth watching. We just finished watching. What have we been watching recently? Some stuff on Paramount. Some really good stuff on there. But we like watching like Yellowstone and 1923. We just finished up 1923. It's great. You love watching Ancient Aliens. See, I'm into that sort of stuff as well. Yellowstone was so good. Have you finished up 1923 completely now? Try find a film called Trevor. It's crazy. I've heard of that film before. I don't know if I've ever watched it though. Man, I've been slacking. That last episode, man, when we see the time that it was on for, like a 2-hour episode, we were like, holy shit. It's like a feature movie. It was so good. Oh, for sure. Yeah, I agree. You know, it was all about leading up to that last epic episode, which was really it was worth it. And I think the whole season was really good. Sad we're going to have to find some other shows to watch. I think there is quite a lot of stuff on at the moment when it comes to the streaming services, so no doubt we will definitely find something. Yeah, it's a shame it was the last season, but it kind of made sense to make it the last season to follow up with a story from Yellowstone.
The balance is.
I've watched 1883. That's still worth the watch. 100%. If you're into Yellowstone and obviously that as well, definitely worth a watch. It does introduce you to more of the story from before, so definitely worth it. You've been watching Tulsa King. That is another great show. Wouldn't it be cool to have a Diablo movie or just a Diablo universe? That would be kind of cool. I'd watch that. Tulsa King is really good though. I do like that. Yep, sadly it was, Indes. You're correct. It's a shame because I think it would have been quite a good show for people that enjoy the Diablo franchise. It's like the WoW movie though, right? Did anyone actually enjoy the WoW movie? Yeah, I've been tempted to watch it again. to see kind of what because I don't think I've watched it a second time from when I originally watched it at the cinema. So it'd be interesting to see what my opinion would be on it now. A Blizzard scandal. No way. Yep. Sounds impossible. But it does happen. We'll switch to the 2001s. I don't even know what direction they're taking WoW in now for anyone that's interested in WoW. Have you seen that they're actually adding in a button that you just sit and press and it does the rotation for you of the build? I think that's the thing with a movie, isn't it? It's just for the nostalgia. For people that have played the games for so long. Ah, well, I wouldn't be surprised to have that NDI soon. I can definitely see that happening. The WoW movie sucked. I loved reading the Wheel of the Time series. Wheel of the Time, I actually found, I didn't know the story and I watched the show. And I actually enjoyed the show. Travis Fimmel, only good thing about that movie, I'd agree. You know, he did do well in that movie. So no one knows how to make a fantasy movie. It does seem to be a struggle when it comes to fantasy game movies, anything like that. They always struggle. I think the only game movie that's done really well recently is Sonic. The best show is Rings of Power. I haven't watched any of that. Is it really worth it? It would be fun if you guys streamed to get together and play some Mario Party. Man, Mario Party. I haven't played Mario Party in a long time. Imagine trying to make a show about Lord of the Rings and do everything wrong with it. Such an easy win, and they fucked it up so badly. I can't believe it was a $1 billion show. It's insane, isn't it? The amount of money they spent on that show. Isn't it like 2 seasons out now with a third coming? Something like that? See, I'm glad I never got into it then. So I do like the movies for Lord of the Rings, but I'm glad I didn't get into that. Did anyone watch Severance on Apple TV? But the new season wasn't as good. Nah, I'd agree. Such a good show though. Weird as fuck, but absolutely amazing. Unsubscribing from Mendez channel now. How dare you say that, bro? I brought 2 Switches. And I haven't played a Switch in like a year at least. Yeah. Oh, Severance is such a good show. Apple Apple are on point with their shows most of the time, I think. Take it easy, bro. One versus one Mario Kart runs for 1,000 on the table. That would be some tournament, wouldn't it, for Mario Kart? And that would be cool. We'd have to come to you though, I reckon. I think they all did quite well in Severance. Such a weird show for them to make because of the way it's done. But it was a very I didn't know what I was going to think of it at first, but getting into it, it had me hooked. Yeah, they definitely did. I bet they had a good laugh making the show. Don't get much time to watch TV yourself? How come? I'm mostly ARPGs nowadays when I play games. I used to be into like the MMOs, especially when in my WoW days. But I think with ARPGs, I think I just like the grind better when it comes to ARPGs. You know, finding the gear, upgrading your character, that kind of the aspect of ARPGs and Diablo in general. I don't mind Path of Exile, D4. You know, I've played a few others that are on Steam, but DI is definitely one that's been hooked into my life for the last 3 years. Work, family, and DI. Yeah, I get kind of work gets in the way of gaming, doesn't it? You know, it's the same for me. You know, I work a 40-hour week, mostly Monday to Friday. Shifts are different most weeks. You know, next week I'm working 11 till 8. So in the mornings you don't really get to do much, and in the evenings, by the time you finish work and have something to eat, it's you played DI at work. Yeah, some people are lucky in that way, I suppose.
Fear not the end.
Not really. Never been into COD. Not since really when I was really, I suppose, in my teenage years. I suppose playing PlayStation and Xbox. I was then into COD, I suppose. But GTA, I've never really been into GTA. Not really my type of game. When I played WoW, I was super like addicted to WoW. Played it for the best part of 10 years. Running guilds and doing raids, and yeah, it's just you get into it, and when you're a leader, you kind of have to do everything. Some chilled games I can get into when it comes to like a proper story game, but to me, I find I like a game where I can do this. I can just chill, kill mobs, chat to friends, play with friends. I'm not really into solo story games. You know, I played God of War and things like that, which are definitely fun. But I do tend to get quite bored with them. In your job, I don't have to do much until the shops get done. Then I have to inspect the work, and so a lot of downtime. Okay, that makes sense that you're able to do things like play games in between then. Hey man, love your streams. I had a question about damage. Is there a point in PvE, for example, where your damage caps out? For instance, I do 6.5 million damage per minute on a dummy. How do you get to like 15 or 20 million? Let me go to the dummy. We'll do some tests to see what my raid build is currently doing then. And I can show you what kind of I do when it comes to testing different things. Have I played Baldur's Gate 3? No. I played WoW and hated it. I think I quit after a month. Diablo, I only played 3 and liked it. I started off with Diablo 3. And I think I must have put in 4,000 to 5,000 hours, I reckon, which is, I would say, is a lot, but it's not a lot compared to some people.
At least you are not rash.
Those are WoW numbers. To getting up to the 15 to 20 million, yeah, you're probably not wrong. So this is my raid build. I've got to add some gems, but this is what I use for raids, and this is what I do for all my gem testing and damage testing on a dummy. I don't think there's anything you can change on here to really increase the damage that you can put out when it comes to a build for Necro. You know, Studied Menace, you need to have it for, you know, dot resolution. You want your damage for your mages. Deaths Disseminates, you need that for, you know, your dot resolution. There's nothing in here that I can improve when it comes to the actual build itself. Maybe some of the gear, the greens, I could increase. Wow, man, I didn't expect you to go above and beyond, but let me know what I can do to support your content. Just do what you do, man. Watching is all you need to do. You know, being there, being interested in what I do is all the support I need. You know, the gems I use in this build, I'm still toying with the idea of putting in the new gem, but as it's only rank 8 at the moment, I can't really test it out properly, but I don't think it's going to be good in the raid build. I like the gem. I just don't see where we can benefit from that. And I don't even Spectre Glass. I just don't think this sits well in a raid build. I really don't. Now, I'd like to think that Berserker's Eye would get replaced by the new gem. That 2% crit is nice. We'll see. We'll see. We'll do a 30-second test to see where it gets to. This is not bad. I like how the familiar shows on here now, but it doesn't when you're in dungeons. It's quite funny. But 9.1 is quite good. I just don't know if that can be improved. You're probably not wrong. What's my secondaries at this on this build? So my potency is higher than my armor penetration, which you want to have anyway. You want more potency for the dot resolutions. And it's definitely all the right gear. So Barons, 4-piece. Have I got the right 4 pieces on? These two I could be replaced. Have I got replacements for those already and just haven't put them on yet? Stash. Not there, I haven't. So I'd probably need craft replacements for those. When you say I'll see legendary gems, it's very much a damage stacking. So you want to be putting in as much damage stacking as you possibly can to get your crit as high as you possibly can. Which is why I still use mothers. Pain Clasp is hard to get rid of. 24% is great. And that's obviously just a damage dealt to anyone who's suffering continuous damage and effects. So that's just good to keep in. It's hard to get rid of that. I wonder if doing this we'll see any increase. I'll leave it blank. I won't put anything in it. Cheers for the sub there, Corey. My Fang isn't top level. I could switch it out and to see what happens when I do in a second. See, now that's interesting. That was definitely better. That was definitely much better. Okay, I'm getting there. Good Paragon, good green sets, good rotation, proper legendary gems. Is there a cap of even when secondary stats? What if your AP and pot, for example, were like 2k higher? The higher it goes, when it comes with potency, the more damage you're going to do. And obviously with AP, you're just going to be getting higher crits. Entropic Well's good. I do like Entropic Well, but the trouble is I've already got my Colossus. So when it comes to Entropic Well, where is my rank 10? We're going to gain another 18% skill damage, which I don't think is going to be... I just don't think it's going to be good. They do stack okay, but I think I would be losing another gem, which wouldn't be worthwhile. And I think Spectre Glass, I know doesn't give me a good enough increase. I've tested that so many times. My R7 Fang, you want to see how it stacks. You do 2.9 million per second with 820 resonance. I wonder how much I could do with 3k. All depending on what your secondaries are like as well. Like the rest of your secondaries. You know, when it comes to your potency and armor penetration. You know, if I took out to put this in, increases skill damage by 18%, I would have to take out... What would I even take out? Maybe Morn Skull, because I'm not getting the full benefit anyway. You would definitely lose damage if you exchanged it for mothers. And as you can see here, it's still not as good there. It's definitely a damage loss to put Entropic Well into this build. The thing is with mothers, you can get rid of mothers as long as you can get to a good critical hit chance. Now my base crit hit chance 23% here, but that you want to get as close to 100 as you possibly can to cap. So if I go in there now, let's see where we're at. I'm at 86%. With a Berserker's Eye, that would go up to 88%. I don't want to get rid of mothers because I know I'd lose 32% crit chance every 6 seconds for that 6-second period. Which would be too much of a damage loss. Because doing damage is all about your burst periods. And I just don't think you're going to get much more than that. I think this is probably a good swap. when it comes to having Berserker's Eye. And it all stacks really, really well. And I'm happy with that sort of damage when it comes to only having 3,500 residents. So you had Jade, Hope, Rolling, Colossus, Wolf, Ferment, and Void and Stormvault. Yeah. So I definitely got what 1, 2, 3, 4 of those. Void, Stormvault, and I don't have a Wolf at high level. That would definitely be my next gem that I would do. That's for sure. Spectre Glass is good. It is a very good gem, and that's why I have ranked it to 10. Have I ever tried messing with the chest essences? For Unfilled Grave, I think this one's good because it just increases your damage. You'll see, like, this one is obviously for our dots. This one increases your damage. This one increases your damage because it's to do with your mages, wherever it is. Increases all damage you deal for every mage you have. Well, this build, you're pretty much going to have 3 mages up most of the time. Then you've got obviously your dot resolver part of the build. This is just obviously for corpse lance. This is just to give you an increase in dots for dot resolving. What essence has 3 mages? It's this one, Scattered Light. It gives you it's a passive one, so you get one at all time. Yeah, I agree, Fexus. It is one of the better Necro essence chest essences, even though it's been nerfed and not has the damage reduction anymore. The trouble is with Wall and using that in a raid build is that you have that time to get 6 mages. Where this one, you always have one. As soon as you enter combat, one will spawn, and then when you press it, 2 more will spawn. And then that one will always respawn. Every single time, you'll get one that respawns. And we're always going to have 3 up. You know, it's a really good essence. But going back to Spectre, Spectre is a really good gem. They do a lot of damage considering you've only got 3 of them. They're definitely the best ones you can use, I think, in a raid build. This is a really good gem, but using it in a raid is just not necessary. Yeah, that'd be the best way of doing it for sure. With them mages. Curious if any of the other damage dealing chests essences can match the damage of unfilled. What other damage chests do we actually have then? Let's have a gander. So We don't really have many. It's a shame they nerfed this one. Bone armor is one of the ones that you want to be using in most of your builds, really. Unless you're using a farming build, and then you wouldn't need to use it. You was thinking of the Sill Strider.
Another tale to unwrap.
Bone armor now deals continual damage to target enemies and produces corpses once the effect ends. It doesn't increase your damage though. Yeah, and flickering warmth. The thing is with this one though, when it comes to this chest essence, bone armor, wasn't it? Bone armor. Getting tired. Bone armor. There we go. So bone armor now consumes nearby corpses, increasing the damage you deal by 20% plus an additional 6% for each corpse consumed, up to a maximum of 38% damage. You're just not going to be able to find another chest piece that's going to be able to replace that ever. It's just impossible, I think. It's too good of a chess piece, really. Yeah, definitely there's two essences that buff summons for sure. Lightning, obviously, and the cold one. They're both really, really good. Lightning, we obviously know, is really, really good when it comes to a summons build. 20% damage is a lot, for sure. That's not bad. It's a shame it's not higher. It's a shame it doesn't have... A shame we haven't gotten a fix on it. It's a shame. Also a shame. Exactly, it is going to be more than 20 because of the mages as well. So all the greens were pretty much terrible. At least we got this to put into the stash. What magic affixes do you look for max DPS in that build? Yeah, if you're gonna go for the talking about that affixes, let's just show what we mean on stream. So you'd go here and you'd go bone armor. You got critical chance. Also very good. Movement speed is going to be good. Cooldown is good. Duration is good. Duration is what you're going to want if you're going to go for the lightning though, right? Or chance. Chance would actually be the actual better one to go, the Undying Malice. Yeah, for sure. And then you said about shoulders as well, didn't you? So shoulders, bone armor, critical hit damage. It's a shame it's not chance again though, right? Chance would be amazing. The attack speed, Necro are really good as well. There is so many other good builds that you could do, but they just don't. I really need to get back into summons again. That's what I'm really looking forward to. I think summons builds are going to be hopefully something that we can really outshine. Yeah, crit is almost capped, but then you might have other chances of putting other things in somewhere else. Now, if you could have the shoulders having chance on them instead of damage, you could then drop mothers. Lots of Necromages on my server. I think a lot of people are definitely using summons builds a lot of the time as well now. I'm seeing more people going for a summons build. I'm looking forward to getting back to that. Hopefully when we get the battleground reset, I'll be able to roll on my summons reforges and get back into it so we can get some builds rolling. It's been a while since I've done a full summons build. I definitely think this is probably the best setup you can get when it comes to gem choice on a raid build. I don't think we can push it any higher than that at the moment at my current level. What's my current PvP build and what reforges do you recommend for it? So my current go-to PvP build is just a golem. I love playing golem. It's a lot of fun. When it comes to a DPS build, it's going to be like a fear build. But I do just like the tanking simply because I'm a lower reso. I think as you get into legend and you start pushing up a bit higher, you go against definitely a good mix of resos, and the golem just shines there. I think you can really make a difference as a tank if built correctly. I've tried loads of different setups on these bonuses as well. Don't know if I've actually got them all the same now. I think I pretty much have. If you were hitting 12 million consistently, you must have like 20 million on burst. Potentially, I could push that further, I think. But I know that obviously Fexus was saying that his damage is insane when it comes to doing his dummy testing. This one's slightly different. Still got the bonus there. Probably still do a lot of work on these, to be fair. I do well with this build. Do absolutely fine. Don't know what rank, what actually rating I'm sitting at the moment. 31. I'm happy with that. That gets me into obviously a good part of legend. So, have I ever noticed my highest crit? I've seen like over millions of crit, a million crit on my Necro. From what I don't really look out for them. There's so many crits on the screen that it's really hard to look out for them, right? What's the highest crit you've ever seen on screener when it comes to the actual damage number? I don't know what the numbers you'll see here when it comes to the actual numbers itself. But you can see really how hard it is to see any numbers. You'd have to look in you'd have to get a video and slow it real down. My gems are always ruined like that. I have to fix them all the time. You see a 2 million, you think? You'd have to record it and slow it down. I've never really done that. It's one thing I should have to do to see. I know I see at least a million crit come up earlier when we was doing dungeons. I just can't, my eyes just can't keep up with the amount of damage that's going on to see what the actual number is. It's just resetting so often. That damage though. Let's do this for a minute and see what we can pull. Exactly, it's even harder to see them because they show up as mills. I'm kind of happy with that. But you see that damage there, guys? That was actually using Berserker's Eye. It didn't actually have the Crimson in. And to be honest, I don't even think you can add those numbers up for a second. Yeah. It's just too many numbers, right? I don't think I'm actually going to be able to pull that amount of damage with Crimson. Where is Crimson? Let's replace... Let's just try that again. That was absolutely nuts. So it just drops off. I just can't keep it with Crimson. The drop off is insane. Yeah, the burst was really good, but the drop off is absolutely absolutely crazy. You get more sustained damage over a period of time with Berserker's Eye, and this is the issue with Crimson. Like when it pops, you've got good damage. But you can see how much off that was compared to the last one. The last one we just did, it was like, I did save it in Discord. 670 million compared to 587 million. Which is very unusual. I just need to test that gem at rank 10. So you're a clan officer? Yeah, I'm a clan officer. Let's go back to Berserkers and test this again. Just much better with Berserker's Eye. It did drop a second there. It wasn't as high. Very inconsistent, as you can tell, guys. And this is how hard it is to test certain gems. Maybe I was just lucky with some crits in that last time, but it still hit 600 million. Yeah, I'm still yet to test it at rank 10 though, so you know I've got a couple of bits to go, but it's not looking as good as what it sounds. I just don't know. I just don't know how we can improve it when it comes to that new gem. And new gem is it sounds really, really good on paper. It's just a shame it doesn't benefit from Bifus. Yeah, I think that's going to be the case, Oz. It's more so, I think, aimed at free-to-play players instead of people that have been spending. But spending all the resources for a gem that will, in essence, be as good as a day one-star gem is not a good thing. Yeah, I'd agree, but I like to test things out. I have to test them out. I like to give people the answers. Still want to see if I can push 700 million. It's that drop off when all the gems are down, that 20 seconds timer, and then they really drop off. And then I just can't pick it back up to the 12 million. I think I was just lucky on that for that 670 million. Where's good spots for Necro Summoner? What do you mean for Necro Summoner? Are you looking for spots that are good for like AFK Necro? You have an audience in the game. Yeah, I know. I know. I get messages as well. The problem is that there's pretty good 1 and 2 stars for free to play to get great DPS build, that they don't really need it. Maybe for PvP, for PvE, you definitely do not need it. I think I'd agree. This gem is absolutely a godsend when it comes to PvP. And I've been using it in PvP, and it's absolutely amazing, even on the Golem build. For AFK, so if you want to go AFK farming, the few places you can go. You can go to the new zone. Go down here. Really good. Or you can go Southern Dreadlands. And you've got this part here. Or you can go to Wells Crown. And you can go here. But guys, I think we are coming to the end of the stream. I am definitely getting tired. It is now 1 o'clock. So I think it's definitely time for me to call it a night, get some sleep, come back tomorrow. I'm looking at making some gem guides. 1-star, 2-star, and 5-star Necro gem guides over the next couple of weeks. So I want to get one of those at least started. Hopefully we're going to get some new builds that I can think of and come out for you guys when it comes to, you know, other videos, free to play videos, new player videos, things like that. But definitely on the content wise at the moment, it's a bit of a stale kind of game at the moment. Sadly, there's not much going on when it comes to events, even though we've got this Berserk event going on. But I think a lot of content creators are having the same issue. You know, I noticed that Apollyon has been definitely kind of milking it when it comes to the new gem videos, for sure. But I think, yeah, I will test this new gem out more, definitely. But I agree with Oris' kind of outcome of the video. It's a gem that's going to be used in PvE, PvP, and not PvP or PvE. I'm definitely going to need a good rest. It's been a long day, been a long week. Gonna have a bit of a chill out in the morning, and then come on in the evening and do some more streaming tomorrow night. We'll most probably do a bit more dungeon runs, a few more TRs, maybe some PvP if I come on time. But anyone that's obviously subscribed and followed and done all that shenanigans today, thanks very much. It's always appreciated. And we will definitely see you guys tomorrow. Take care, guys.